Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are designed to detect and interrupt potentially hazardous electrical arcs that can lead to electrical fires. Nuisance trips occur when an arc fault circuit interrupter breaker falsely detects an arc and interrupts power unnecessarily. Several factors can contribute to nuisance trips in older homes. Firstly, loose or damaged wiring can be a culprit. Vibrations from appliances or other equipment can cause wires to loosen or become damaged, leading to arcing. Secondly, arcing in appliances can trigger nuisance trips. Older appliances or those with worn-out components may generate arcing internally. Thirdly, electromagnetic interference can be a cause. Electrical noise from other devices, such as dimmer switches or fluorescent lights, can trigger arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. Fourthly, inductance can cause nuisance trips. When inductive loads, such as motors or transformers, turn on or off, they can create a surge of current that is interpreted as an arc by arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. While it is not always required, separating arc fault circuit interrupter breakers in a panel can help reduce heat buildup and minimize the risk of nuisance trips. Heat can affect the sensitivity of arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, and placing them side by side can exacerbate the problem. Most built-in codes require arc fault circuit interrupter breakers in new homes and in certain renovations or additions. However, older homes built before the implementation of arc fault circuit interrupter codes may not require them. To address nuisance trips, firstly, troubleshoot the circuit. Inspect the wiring and appliances connected to the affected circuits for any loose connections or damage. Secondly, consider separating the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. If possible, separate the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers in the panel to reduce heat buildup. Thirdly, consider using a different type of circuit breaker. If troubleshooting and separation do not resolve the issue, consider replacing the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers with standard circuit breakers. Note that this may require a permit and inspection in some jurisdictions. If the nuisance trips persist, it is recommended to contact a qualified electrician to evaluate the issue and provide professional recommendations. Electrical arcs pose a significant fire hazard, and arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are designed to protect against this risk. These devices constantly monitor the electrical current flowing through a circuit, looking for unusual patterns that indicate an arc fault. An arc fault is an unintended electrical discharge between two or more conductors. This discharge generates intense heat, which can ignite nearby materials and cause a fire. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are designed to detect these arcs and quickly shut off the power to the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. However, arc fault circuit interrupter breakers can sometimes be overly sensitive and trip in response to harmless electrical events. These are known as nuisance trips. There are several reasons why arc fault circuit interrupter breakers might experience nuisance trips. One common cause is loose wiring. Over time, the connections in an electrical circuit can loosen, creating small gaps between the wires. When electricity flows through these gaps, it can create tiny arcs that trigger the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker. Another cause of nuisance trips is faulty appliances. Appliances with worn-out or damaged components can generate electrical noise that interferes with the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker's ability to accurately detect arc faults. This noise can cause the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker to trip even when there is no actual arc fault present. Electromagnetic interference from other devices can also cause nuisance trips. Devices such as dimmer switches, fluorescent lights, and electronic ballast can generate electrical noise that interferes with arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. This noise can cause the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker to trip even when there is no actual arc fault present. Inductive loads such as motors and transformers can also cause nuisance trips. When these devices turn on or off, they create a surge of current that can be interpreted as an arc by the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker. If you are experiencing nuisance trips with your arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, there are several things you can do to troubleshoot the problem. Firstly, check the wiring in the affected circuit for any loose connections. Tighten any loose connections and replace any damaged wiring. Secondly, test the appliances connected to the affected circuit. If you suspect that an appliance is causing the nuisance trips, unplug it and see if the problem goes away. If so, you may need to repair or replace the appliance. Thirdly, try separating the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers in the electrical panel. Heat can affect the sensitivity of arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, so separating them can help reduce the risk of nuisance trips. Fourthly, consider replacing the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers with standard circuit breakers. However, it is important to note that this may require a permit and inspection in some jurisdictions. If you are unable to resolve the nuisance trips yourself, it is best to contact a qualified electrician. An electrician can properly diagnose the problem and recommend the best course of action. While arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are not always required in older homes, they can provide an added layer of protection against electrical fires. If you are concerned about electrical safety in your home, it is a good idea to consider installing arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are designed to protect against fires caused by arc faults. An arc fault is an unintentional electrical discharge that can occur when wires are damaged or insulation breaks down. These arcs generate heat, which can ignite surrounding materials and cause a fire. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers work by detecting the unique characteristics of arc faults, such as the erratic current flow and high-frequency noise they produce. When an arc fault circuit interrupter breaker detects an arc fault, it quickly shuts off the power to the circuit, preventing a fire from starting. There are two main types of arc fault circuit interrupter breakers: combination arc fault circuit interrupter breakers and branch circuit arc fault circuit interrupter breakers. Combination arc fault circuit interrupter breakers provide protection against both parallel and series arc faults. Parallel arc faults occur between two different wires, while series arc faults occur within a single wire. Branch circuit arc fault circuit interrupter breakers only provide protection against parallel arc faults. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are typically required in new homes and in certain renovations or additions. However, older homes built before the implementation of arc fault circuit interrupter codes may not require them. If you are unsure whether arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are required in your home, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician. Even if arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are not required in your home, you may still want to consider installing them for added protection against electrical fires. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers can provide peace of mind knowing that your home is protected from one of the leading causes of electrical fires. If you are experiencing nuisance trips with your arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, there are several things you can do to try to resolve the problem. Firstly, make sure that all of the wiring connections in the affected circuit are tight and secure. Loose connections can create small arcs that can trigger the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker. Secondly, check the appliances connected to the affected circuit for any signs of damage or wear. Faulty appliances can generate electrical noise that can interfere with the arc fault circuit interrupter breaker. Thirdly, try separating the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers in the electrical panel. Heat can affect the sensitivity of arc fault circuit interrupter breakers, so separating them can help reduce the risk of nuisance trips. Fourthly, consider replacing the arc fault circuit interrupter breakers with standard circuit breakers. However, it is important to note that this may require a permit and inspection in some jurisdictions. If you are unable to resolve the nuisance trips yourself, it is best to contact a qualified electrician. An electrician can properly diagnose the problem and recommend the best course of action. The electrical codes and standards, such as those established by the National Electrical Code, or NEC, play a crucial role in ensuring electrical safety. These codes provide guidelines for the safe installation and operation of electrical systems. The NEC, for example, specifies requirements for wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and other aspects of electrical installations. These requirements are designed to minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Compliance with electrical codes is essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Electrical inspections are conducted to verify that electrical installations comply with applicable codes and standards. These inspections are typically performed by qualified electrical inspectors who are trained to identify potential hazards and ensure that electrical systems are installed and maintained in a safe manner. Electrical inspections can help to prevent electrical fires, shocks, and other accidents. In addition to electrical codes and inspections, electrical safety training is also important for preventing electrical hazards. Electrical workers should receive comprehensive training on safe work practices, including how to identify and avoid electrical hazards. This training should cover topics such as lockout/tagout procedures, personal protective equipment, and safe use of electrical tools and equipment. Public awareness campaigns can also help to promote electrical safety. These campaigns can educate people about the dangers of electricity and how to prevent electrical accidents. These campaigns can also encourage people to report electrical hazards and to seek qualified electrical help when needed. Arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are an important safety device that can help to prevent electrical fires. However, they are not a substitute for proper electrical installation and maintenance. It is important to follow all applicable electrical codes and standards and to have your electrical system inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. Also remember that while arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are there to protect your home, they can be too sensitive and cause nuisance trips. When troubleshooting, it is important to consider all of the potential causes of these trips and to take steps to resolve the problem. In conclusion, arc fault circuit interrupter breakers are an important part of electrical safety, and understanding their function and potential issues is crucial for maintaining a safe home electrical system.